All right, it is week 15 of the NFL season. Just 4 weeks remain in the regular season. I can't believe how fast it's gone. Let me go through, give you my picks for every single matchup in week 15. Let's hop on into it. All right, Thursday night, a pretty good game on deck for us. The 7-6 Los Angeles Rams traveled to the 6-7 San Francisco 49ers in essentially a do-or-die playoff game for both of these teams. Now, Thursday night division games, little bit better for the road teams. Home teams are pretty good on Thursday nights, but it's a little bit closer. The line is 3 for the Niners, total at 49.5. I like what I saw last week from the Niners. Obviously, I like what I saw last week from the Rams, but the Niners have kind of just had the Rams number. Shanahan has kind of owned Sean McVay most of the time since these two have been together in the NFC West. We have that one big McVay win in the NFC Championship game, obviously, but I'm going to go with the Niners here. It's only 3 points, a little bit of extra juice at minus 105. I'm going to take the Niners, but I do think we get some points in this one. Give me the over 49.5. I think we have a very fun competitive game. We know what the Rams can do on offense. I think the Niners squeak this one out, keep their season alive, and make it pretty difficult for the Los Angeles Rams. All right, and if you want to know the rest of my picks for the Week 15 matchups against the spread and the totals, my favorite bets of the week, click that join button, sign up for a channel membership. You get your weekly exclusive members only video. Plus you get all sorts of cool other perks, badges, emojis, things to use in the live streams throughout the year. Help support the channel, allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every single day. So click that join button and sign up now. All right, we have our 12-1 AFC West champion Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the 3-10 Cleveland Browns. Look, we know what the deal is with Kansas City. It may not be pretty. It's always close. Maybe it's lucky. Maybe there's a deal with the devil going on, but the Kansas City Chiefs just find a way to win all these games. The Browns are a little spunky with Jameis Winston at quarterback, but we know what Jameis can do. He will turn the ball over. He will give us big plays going the other way. I like the Chiefs as usual. Probably a close game, probably a nail biter in some other goofy way, but the Chiefs walk away a winner and move one step closer to locking up that first round bye in the NFL playoffs. Okay, the 5-8 Cincinnati Bengals travel to the 3-10 Tennessee Titans. Bengals season on the line. They have to keep winning to have any chance to get into the postseason. Probably are done, but there is still some hope, and this offense is just so good. The Titans defense a little bit overrated. The numbers say they're a good defense, but they give up way too many points scoring. This Titans offense was dreadful against the Jaguars. I know how bad the Bengals defense has been, but I think it's just too much of good offense for the Bengals to lose this one. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow find a way to get it done in the Music City. Okay, we have the 8-5 Washington Commanders traveling to the 5-8 New Orleans Saints. Washington coming off a bye, and New Orleans, we just do not know what the quarterback situation is going to be. Derek Carr's got a shattered non-throwing hand. Is he going to play? I don't think so. Spencer Rattler at quarterback. I have no idea what they're going to do. Taysom Hill's obviously out for the season with a knee injury. I think this is just all Commanders all the way. Too good of an offense. They're coming off of a bye. I like what we've seen the last few weeks. Jaden Daniels looks like he's getting healthy from that rib injury. We also had a week off, get Brian Robinson healthy. And this team actually rocks and rolls when Robinson is the lead running back and they can run the football. They are damn near impossible to stop on offense. Obviously, scary Terry McLaurin. And there's just nothing for this Saints crew. I mean, it's Alvin Kamara and Jawan Johnson, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, no quarterback, no nothing. I think this is just a complete mismatch. Give me the Commanders to take care of business here on the road. Okay, the 8-5 Baltimore Ravens traveling to the 2-11 New York Giants. Now, the Giants are a total dumpster fire. Like a complete it's so bad. Tommy DeVito is going to be the quarterback again. Drew Lock is in a walking boot. We got Malik Neighbors. He's pissed off. The running game, Tyrone Tracy, can they get anything going? The defense is banged up. They played better, but still not great. Baltimore coming off a bye. They're fresh. I mean, Baltimore has been known to blow these games against bad teams. Like they just kind of let them hang around and then they blow a lead and lose. but I don't think we're going to see that this week from Baltimore. I think they take care of business. The Giants are trying to get that first overall pick. They are officially tanking without officially tanking. The Ravens going to kill this Giants team. I think it's a bad matchup all around. They're just going to pound the rock. Derrick Henry, have a nice day. So give me the Ravens to take care of business in MetLife. Okay, the 5-8 Cowboys travel to the 3-10 Carolina Panthers. This is kind of an interesting game. Both these teams, not total disasters. Dallas has been relatively competitive with Cooper Rush, not getting the job done. The defense isn't very good. They've been kind of all over the place. Micah Parsons looks like he's about to kill somebody, but it is the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. Look, they're 3-10, but they've looked awesome, man. They have been really close. They should have beaten the Buccaneers. They probably should have beaten the Eagles as well. I'm so happy. Bryce Young looks like he might actually be a guy here. Chuba Hubbard's having a fantastic season, over 1,000 yards rushing already. I'm actually going to go with the Panthers here. I think the Panthers finally get over the hump. They get a nice home win. They get to 4-10. Cowboys slip down the road even further, which is what Cowboy fans want. They want that better draft pick, but knowing the Cowboys, they'll find a way to maybe screw this up and come home with a W. But I believe in Bryce Young. I believe in this Panthers team. I think they've just done a complete 180 to what we've thought they would be. Give me the Panthers this week to take down the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, in the matchup of two massively disappointing teams, the 3-10 New York Jets traveling to the 3-10 Jacksonville Jaguars. These are two teams that had way higher aspirations for this season. I mean, total letdowns. They're going to be picking at the top of the draft, and it's going to be a weird and goofy game. But give me the Jets. I think the Jets have a slight edge here, even though I do like Mac Jones at quarterback, relatively speaking. He's able to pass the ball. Brian Thomas Jr., pretty good. A tough matchup with this Jets secondary, even though the Jets defense overall hasn't been very good. They might get gashed on the ground. Breece Hall probably not going to play. We're looking at Braylon Allen. But Aaron Rodgers coming off his first 300-yard passing game in over 3 years. I think the Jets just find a way to win this game, screw up a good draft pick. And you know what? It's just a perfect Jets season. They've lost enough where they hate themselves. Now they're going to win a little bit to just ruin any hopes of securing a upgraded pick or even maybe trading back to get more picks. I just think it's like this is the worst season ever for the New York Jets and their fan base. So give me the Jets to take care of the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, we have the 6-7 Miami Dolphins taking on the 8-5 Houston Texans. Another kind of must-win game for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins have been pretty good since Tua's come back. Obviously, they had a bad performance against Green Bay and Lambeau on Thanksgiving. Houston coming off a bye here. But this Texans team just kind of worries me, man. They've been really inconsistent on offense. Joe Mixon's having a really good season. Nico Collins has been great when he's in there. But CJ Stroud, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, just not really good enough to me. This defense is pretty bad. They can rush the passer, but the secondary is awful. It's going to be indoors. It's going to be in good conditions. I actually like the Dolphins here in a bit of an upset against the Texans. I think Tua's been lights out. We're looking at like 75% completion percentage. Tyreek Hill should have a field day. We got Jalen Waddle involved. Jonnu Smith's been good. Devon Achane playing back in his home state. Give me the Miami Dolphins in an upset over the Houston Texans. Okay, we have the 6-7 Indianapolis Colts traveling to the 8-5 Denver Broncos. Both teams coming off a bye. And as much as I don't buy into this Denver Broncos team, they've played a very soft schedule. Don't really have any great wins on there. I just can't trust this Colts team at all. Anthony Richardson is all over the place. This Broncos defense is going to be better than they were against Cleveland a couple of weeks ago on Monday night. So pair that with a very efficient offense. Bo Nix moving the football efficiently. Not really much of a run game to speak of still in Denver, but they can move the chains, pick up first downs, score touchdowns. And this Colts team is all over the place. Anthony Richardson can barely hit a broadside of a barn. I mean, he's under 50% completion for the year. That's so embarrassingly bad, but he is a freak of an athlete. Maybe they hit a couple of home runs. The secondary got to be better than what it was against Cleveland. Give me the Broncos to pretty much lock up that final AFC playoff spot. I don't think the Colts are going to be able to hang with this team, and their defense just not going to be good enough. So give me the Broncos to move into maybe the shockingest playoff team this season. All right, we have the 10-3 Buffalo Bills traveling to the 12-1 Detroit Lions in what could easily be the best game of the weekend. Two elite football teams here. Detroit had 10 days off, so that is a bit of a bonus to them. They were at home for both games as well, so no travel in any of these things. Buffalo going east to west, back to the east, back to the central. A lot of travel for the Bills, and we saw this defense get absolutely carved up by Matthew Stafford. And not only that, they're not very good against the run. Detroit is going to be able to pound the rock on this defense, pick up first downs. They are not going to necessarily have to rely on Jared Goff, who I think is a bit of a concern if you can get after him. Lions defense is really banged up. I expect Josh Allen to have a fantastic day, getting Keon Coleman and Dalton Kincaid back, but I think it's just too much edge to the Lions here. Give me Detroit to take care of business, probably secure that number 1 overall seed in the NFC in what should be a thrilling matchup in Motown. Okay, another great game for us. The 10-3 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the 11-2 Philadelphia Eagles in a battle for the Keystone State. Give me a really, really hard-fought defensive matchup. George Pickens is doubtful. He's pretty much been ruled out already for Pittsburgh. We got some drama in the Eagles locker room with A.J. Brown. We got Brandon Graham saying, him and Jalen Hurts used to be best friends, and now they ain't friends no more. I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia. Mike Tomlin's done a hell of a job with this Steelers unit, but with no George Pickens, we saw Russell Wilson kind of struggle a bit against Cleveland. Philadelphia has an elite run defense, and pair that with a very, very good secondary, maybe the biggest turnaround of any single unit. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be ugly, but give me the Eagles in a close one against the Steelers. I think Saquon Barkley is going to do just enough damage on the ground that the Eagles walk away with a victory. Pittsburgh's still in great shape, but this should be another fantastic matchup. Okay, we have the 3-10 New England Patriots traveling to the 6-7 Arizona Cardinals. Patriots coming off a bye. Cardinals are in a desperate must-win situation. They have dropped 3 in a row. They were 6-4, looking like they were going to walk away with this NFC West, but losers of 3 in a row, including 2 to Seattle, put them really behind the 8 ball here. They have to pick up a W to stay pace with the Seahawks, or just even potentially get into that wild card spot. They got a tall task ahead of them, but this Patriots team is just so bad. They are not a good football team. They don't have a good head coach. I do love me some Drake May. I think Drake May is something to get very excited about. But other than that, it's kind of a dumpster fire. Kyler Murray just is so frustrating to deal with at quarterback. But give me the Cardinals here. I think they get back on the winning track, make things a little bit more interesting in the NFC playoff race. All right, and another great game in the late window this weekend. Boy, oh boy, we rarely get something like this. We have the 7-6 Buccaneers traveling to the 8-5 Los Angeles Chargers. Now, the Chargers are super beat up. We don't know if we're going to get Ladd McConkey back this week. J.K. Dobbins obviously on the IR. Justin Herbert's now dealing with some more injuries. And this Buccaneers team now in first place as one of the hottest teams in the league. It hasn't been pretty necessarily. Baker has been struggling a little bit. They've had a couple of close calls, but they run the ball so well. I think this is going to be a defensive game. I don't know if the Buccaneers are going to be able to move the football. The Chargers defense has been excellent this year. And as bad as the Buccaneers defense is, they're great against the run. The Chargers can't run the ball anyway without J.K. Dobbins. The secondary is an issue. Antoine Winfield Jr. is out. So their best player in a bad secondary is out. But the injury to Justin Herbert, the lack of weapons for the Chargers, is going to make this game interesting. I'm going to lean with the Chargers here. I think the defense wins the day for them. They are able to do just enough on offense to bring home the W. Being at home helps. I think they might actually have a home crowd in this one. People starting to love the Chargers. Long travel for the Buccaneers. Both have good weather, so it's not like they're getting away from a bad weather situation to go out to LA like we see most weeks. Give me the Chargers in a really kind of interesting, fun matchup. Okay, and wrapping up a great Sunday slate, the Sunday night game, the 9-4 Green Bay Packers traveled to the 8-5 Seattle Seahawks. Green Bay played on Thursday, so they had 10 days off. Must-win game for kind of the Packers to try and keep pace in the wild card race with the Vikings and maybe the division with the Lions, but they're probably out of the division now. But they got to keep winning football games. They do not want to risk missing out. And Seattle at 8-5, got to keep winning as well to stay up in first place in the NFC West. This is a really kind of weird matchup. I don't know what we're going to get out of this game. The Packers offense has struggled a little bit. Jordan Love not necessarily doing the things we thought he was going to do after last season, but Josh Jacobs having an excellent year on the ground, over 1,000 yards rushing. Again, Kenneth Walker is questionable, but Zach Charbonnet was great for the Seahawks last week. The Seahawks cannot block, though. Jackson Smith-Njigba is emerged as the number one guy. I think this could be an ugly, kind of low-scoring game, potentially bad weather in Seattle. As we know, rainy and cold, not the best for anything. I think this is a good matchup here. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. They're the hot hand right now. They've won 4 in a row out of that bye. This defense is playing excellent. I think they do just enough to maybe force some turnovers here. They take care of the football. And it feels like when this team needs to go get a score, they just go get a score. Geno has been kind of solid under the radar this season. I mean, the touchdown interceptions aren't great, but he's just done enough, man. I kind of like the Seahawks team. I think they're trending in the right direction, and I think they move one step closer to clinching that NFC West. So give me the Seahawks in a very tight matchup. Okay, we got a doubleheader on Monday night in the first of the 2 games. The 4-6 Chicago Bears travel to my 11-2 Minnesota Vikings. I think this could be a little bit of a trap game for the Vikings. Played a couple of weeks ago in Chicago. Tight game, goes to overtime, and the Bears were absolutely dreadful, embarrassingly bad last week against San Francisco. We kind of know how that works in this league. If you get embarrassed one week, the next week you come out guns a-blazing. Now, new interim head coach, offensive coordinator, maybe he can't manage both, can't be a head coach and call plays because the offense looked like under Shane Waldron. I think this is going to be a sneaky close game. The Bears, their last road win in the league was at Minnesota last year. Sam Darnold flying high. I think we have a high-scoring game. I think defenses kind of go out the window. Expect Jordan Addison to have another big game against the Bears. Give me the Vikings in a really close game. Probably painful for me to watch. Could be exciting. One-score game as usual, but I think we get a good performance from the Bears, but the Vikings just overcome it just enough with their all-around better team. All right, and finally, we have the 6-7 Atlanta Falcons traveling to the 2-11 Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders currently holding the number 1 pick in the draft. The Falcons have lost 4 in a row. Kirk Cousins, 1 million interceptions, no touchdowns. It's looking bad in Atlanta, but we don't know who the quarterback's going to be for Vegas. Maybe Aiden O'Connell, potentially Desmond Ridder. I don't know. We don't know what the running back situation is. Sincere McCormick, maybe Alexander Madison plays. I don't know. Give me the Falcons as just a better team. The Raiders play every game kind of close, but they find a way to lose these games. And I think they kind of secretly want to lose these games. They want Shedeur Sanders as their quarterback next year. Brock Bowers, I expect him to have a great day. Bijan Robinson still getting it done on the ground. And Kirk looked a little bit better against Minnesota last week. So maybe they finally break that schneid, get into the end zone in a must. I repeat, a must-win game for the Falcons, because if they lose this game, it's pretty much over in the NFC South. But winning this game puts them right back into it, especially what the Buccaneers do. Falcons own the tiebreaker over Tampa Bay, so that's a big plus for them. So give me the Falcons to keep their season alive and keep the Raiders moving towards that number 1 overall pick. But that's going to do it for us this week. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. What are your picks for this week? Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? What are you expecting for week 15 of the NFL season? If you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video, hit that subscribe button. We got new daily sports content for you guys. Again, if you want to support the channel more, sign up for that channel membership. You're getting that weekly exclusive video now. All my picks for every single game against the spread and the total on the season. Plus, you get all sorts of cool other perks when you sign up for the channel membership. Again, it helps support me, allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every single day. If you want to check out one of your teams in person, head on over to SeatGeek. Use code afterthereview. That's SeatGeek.com. Code afterthereview for $20 off your first purchase. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you all tomorrow.